is News 3 Now at 10.
We begin with new information tonight about a developing story in Jefferson County. It's been 24 hours since we first brought you this footage of an incident in the town of Sumner, just outside of Fort Atkinson. We know now that it left 2 people dead and a house destroyed, but there are still more questions than answers tonight in what is being called an active investigation.
Our Madeline O'Neill is at the intersection of Highway 106 and County Road A. Maddie, officials now say they are looking for someone in connection to this.
They are. Most of the day, there were dozens of vehicles from multiple law enforcement agencies lining the road here, really just clearing up in the past hour or so. Within the past 2 hours, the Department of Justice says they are looking for 68-year-old Kevin Anderson of Fort Atkinson. They aren't saying if they believe he's the one that shot at deputies last night, but they are looking for the public's help in finding him in connection to their investigation. On Tuesday night, it all started as a possible burglary call for the Jefferson Sheriff's Office. Then a deputy found 2 people lying in the rural home's driveway, later pronounced dead. The Department of Justice says someone inside the house shot at a deputy who returned fire. Then the deputy noticed the first signs of a fire with black smoke coming from the home. Flames raged on, leaving little behind beyond a number of law enforcement vehicles, which stayed on scene all Wednesday as crews investigated and interviewed neighbors. The man listed in property records as the owner of what used to be this home died 12 days ago, according to an obituary. According to the Department of Justice, this was a targeted incident, but questions of what led up to this and where the investigation will lead remain. All we're hearing from authorities tonight is that this is an ongoing investigation and they're asking the public to avoid this area. We did speak to many neighbors in this area off camera who saw smoke or fire or heard gunshots, which they say isn't unusual with the hunting in this area, but obviously that's a different story from what we saw last night. Authorities are asking anyone who was driving in this area last night and who has any information to get a hold of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
All right, Maddie, thank you. New tonight, Madison police are asking for some help trying to find the person or people who shot a man several times this afternoon. That call came in about 3:30 in the 3rd Avenue and Center Street area. When police arrived, a person at the scene said the victim had left the area. A short while later, a man in his late 20s showed up at a local hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. They are said to be non-life threatening. A decision has been made on charges against the 2 Atlanta officers involved in the shooting death of Rayshard Brooks last Friday. The DA announced 11 charges against former officer Garrett Rolfe, including felony murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
We've concluded at the time Mr. Brooks was shot that he did not pose an immediate threat of death or serious physical injury to the officer or officers.
Now, this stems from the Friday incident outside a fast food restaurant. Brooks was reportedly passed out in his vehicle in the drive-thru, later failed a field sobriety test. When officers tried to put him in cuffs, a struggle ensued. Brooks got one of the officers' tasers and took off. Rolfe gave chase, shot Brooks in the back. The DA says the other officer involved, Devin Brosnan, will be a state's witness in the case and faces 3 lesser charges.
Protests for racial justice continue in our area. Today, marchers gathered in Verona. Community members pushed for racial justice while walking from Veterans Park down Main Street to Miller & Sons grocery store and back. They say they want to take action to dismantle racism.
But we're also dealing with a pandemic of racism and racial injustice that is challenging the breathing of our people of color and our society, and it needs to stop.
A new study says Wisconsin has the worst economic racial equality of any state in the U.S. Wallet Hub conducted a study mapping 8 metrics. According to the findings, Wisconsin has some of the highest disparities between black and white people when it comes to median annual income, labor force participation rate, poverty rate, and unemployment.
There are growing calls for the governor to order a special session this week to take a look at criminal justice reform. So far, Assembly Democrats and the Legislative Black Caucus have reached out to the governor asking for that special session Friday. We reached out to the governor about this session, but so far have not heard back. All right, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti now with our first warn forecast. Gary?
It was another nice day today. Lots of sunshine, temperatures comfortably warm. We didn't have too much in the way of humidity, and it showed in the cloud cover. The time lapse from the WISC Skycam just after sunrise this morning through sunset shows just a few cumulus clouds popping up this afternoon, and even those faded away as we headed towards sunset. So expect clear skies for tonight and lots of sunshine for tomorrow. High resolution Doppler radar, quiet, nothing across southern Wisconsin. High temperatures today, middle 80s here in Madison. Janesville topped out at 88 degrees. Even the lakeshore areas were in the middle 80s before a lake breeze kicked in. Right now, temperatures are in the upper 60s in the Milwaukee area and about as far inland as Watertown and Juneau. But Madison right now at 73 degrees. Temperatures are in the lower to middle 70s over southwestern Wisconsin. And dew point temperatures are still generally in the 50s, so the air is pretty dry. That will give us sunny skies for tomorrow. Our high temperature topping out at 87 degrees. Humidity will start to increase on Friday, and that could lead to some thunderstorm chances as we head toward the weekend. I'll have more details and weather in just a few minutes.
Okay, Gary, thanks. Health officials confirmed 10 new Wisconsin deaths, 300 new cases. Dane County today has also surpassed the 1,000 case mark. County Executive Joe Parisi says this data shows the work in the county is far from done in terms of beating coronavirus. And state health officials are investigating an outbreak at a church. This in Sheboygan Falls. So far, there have been 23 cases linked to the church, which had recently reopened after the expiration of the state's safer at home order. Health department says none of those 23 people diagnosed are seriously ill. They are being asked to quarantine while the department continues to do its contact tracing. All right, state regulators say mismanagement at an assisted living facility in northeastern Wisconsin made a deadly coronavirus outbreak much worse. 46 people have been infected, including 10 residents who died at Country Villa Assisted Living in Pulaski. The Wisconsin Division of Quality Assurance determined the facility failed to adequately monitor residents and did not follow public health guidelines until it was too late. The Green Bay Press-Gazette reports the division ordered the owner to submit a plan to correct the deficiencies and pay a fine of $7,600.
We're learning more details today about UW-Madison's plan to reopen in the fall. They are calling it a smart restart. As part of that plan, students will be allowed to come back to campus for classes on September 2nd, and those classes will be a mix of both in-person and online until Thanksgiving break. After that, all classes will switch to a virtual format for the last 9 days of instruction, in addition to exams. While in-person classes are an option, the university says that no student will be required to attend them. All classes will be available online regardless. When it comes to the dorms, University Housing is reportedly working on a plan to let students live in residence halls. Now, part of that plan involves regularly testing those students for COVID-19, also shutting down lounge areas and shared spaces in the dorms. Dining halls will be open, but only to those students who have access. And it'll be a similar situation at the UW system's second largest campus. UW-Milwaukee says it will also open as scheduled this fall with a mix of in-person and online courses. The university says classes will begin on September 2nd. Dorms will be open and student services will be provided. Face masks will be required, and plexiglass barriers will be installed in high traffic areas.
More than $80 million in financial assistance will be going to the state's education system. The governor announced the plan today. $46 million to K-12 schools, $37 million to higher education partners to help with the ongoing challenges of that pandemic. A drug that has shown positive results in treating adult coronavirus patients is now being tested on children. Researchers say they're starting advanced trials on remdesivir in 50 pediatric patients. The drug maker, Gilead Sciences, says the trials will be done in the U.S., also in Europe. Remdesivir is the only drug that received emergency approval in the U.S. for treating coronavirus infections.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says he will end the popular daily briefings on the coronavirus pandemic that began more than 3 months ago. The last regular briefing will be held on Friday. Campaign 2020 news now. Vice President Mike Pence will visit Wisconsin next week. He will be in Pewaukee to kick off his Faith in America tour and will speak at the Ingleside Hotel. Tickets are available online. The vice president was last in Wisconsin in April to tour the GE Healthcare factory in Madison. Keep an eye on your mailbox. Today, the Wisconsin Elections Commission has given final approval to start mailing absentee ballot application forms to 2.7 million registered voters ahead of the November presidential election. Last month, the commission voted unanimously in favor of sending the applications to about 80% of registered voters. Today, it approved the letter that will accompany it.
Excerpts from former National Security Advisor John Bolton's new book say that President Trump explicitly linked military military aid to Ukraine to investigations of former Vice President Joe Biden. That's the central claim that led to the president being impeached. The book, which the Trump administration has been trying to block from being published, also carries other surprising new claims. Skylar Henry reports.
The White House memoir by President Trump's former National Security Advisor John Bolton is stirring up a firestorm.
This book is full of classified information, which is inexcusable.
In the room where it happened, Bolton says the House impeachment inquiry should have looked beyond Ukraine to other investigations. The more than 500-page tell-all, published by Simon & Schuster, a division of Viacom-CBS, alleges President Trump expressed a willingness to halt criminal investigations to, in effect, give personal favors to dictators he liked. Citing cases involving China and Turkey, Bolton writes the pattern looked like obstruction of justice as a way of life.
Thank you, John Bolton, for being the firefighter that shows up to the building that's already burned with a fire hose and saying, I'm here to help.
And Bolton writes that President Trump asked Chinese President Xi Jinping to buy large amounts of U.S. agricultural products to help him win farm states in the November election. California Democrat Adam Schiff led the House impeachment team.
We'll certainly look into the merits of these allegations and in consultation with our leadership, decide what steps may be warranted.
During the House impeachment inquiry here on Capitol Hill, Bolton was subpoenaed but said he would testify only if ordered to do so by a court. The president spoke about the book on Monday as the Justice Department filed suit against Bolton in an attempt to halt its publication.
He knows he's got classified information. Any conversation with me is classified. Then it becomes even worse if he lies about the conversation.
The book, set to be released Tuesday, is already a #1 bestseller on Amazon. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Justice Department took additional action today by filing a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction to block the publication of the book.
And a traffic note tonight, both directions of Highway 151 near Blue Mounds is closed right now due to a crash. The Department of Transportation says this happened at 9:10, and crews are expecting the cleanup to take at least a couple of hours. No word yet if there are any injuries. Still to come tonight, we'll go back to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with the latest on the rain chances this Father's Day weekend. But first, we'll tell you about a new program this summer at Breeze Stevens Field, helping local businesses while also keeping your social distance.
Dreams come true. The Mattress Marathon is back at Ashley Home Store's sale of the summer. Pay as little as $1 a day with 5 years no interest on Tempur-Pedic, plus up to 6 months of payments on us with the Ashley Cares program. Find sizzling queen doorbusters starting at just $95. Ashley Home Store.
Fleet Farm has what dads want for Father's Day, whether he's chilling by the fire or heating up the grill. Fleet Farm has great deals for Dad. Get a $10 Fleet Farm gift card when you spend $50 or more on Yeti drinkware. And select Under Armour apparel for the family, 25% off our low fleet price. Plus, Fleet Farm gift cards make the perfect gift for Father's Day. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Rogan's Shoes retail stores are now open. When you visit Rogan's, we'll be practicing good social distancing for the protection of all customers and employees. If you would like to limit contact and have curbside pickup, just call your local store to set it up. If you prefer to shop online, Rogan's Shoes would like to remind you our website is open and we are still offering free shipping. Rogan's wants to help by providing you the best solution possible for your family. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
I have a question for you. Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
Yes, I was.
Do you always wear your seatbelt?
I do, thank you.
Do you need any help out there?
Do you want to help me? Am I in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble. I just want to say thank you. We really appreciate that you wear your seatbelt every single day.
Click it or ticket.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Sale of the Summer deals are hot. Save up to half off all appliances, including clearance items and scratch and dents. Plus 18 months special financing and free shipping. Summer starts now at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Thursday morning, another warm and humid day in store. Hattie will tell us when things will start to cool down.
And parents, you may be worried about all the screen time your kids are getting during the pandemic. We'll tell you what the experts have to say about that.
We'll see you starting at 4:30.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Starting early next month, Target says it will permanently increase starting hourly wages to $15 per hour. The company had set a goal in 2017 to gradually increase hourly wages from $10 to $15 by the end of 2020. Target says this will affect roughly 275,000 workers. 3 more Ho-Chunk gaming locations will be reopening at the end of the month. The Wisconsin Dells, Wittenberg, and Black River Falls casinos will welcome guests starting June 29th. According to a release, masks will be required for all guests, visitors, and employees on the gaming floor. They will also be doing mandatory temperature checks for those who enter the facilities. Breeze Stevensfield is launching a new picnic-style restaurant series. It is being called Picnic in the Breeze and will start on Friday. It will feature food from different local Madison restaurants, roughly 2 times per week, with socially distanced picnic-style service. Markers will be placed throughout the stadium to ensure guests are social distancing properly.
Today's the day at Old Brick Gardens reopening to the public for the first time since the start of the pandemic. According to a Facebook post, the outdoor gardens will be open from noon to 6 Tuesday through Sundays. Monday, it's members only. Only a limited number of people will be able to visit at a time. That, of course, in order to properly social distance. For the first time in state history, the Juneteenth flag will be raised over the state capitol. It happened Friday morning. Juneteenth, formally celebrated in 47 states and D.C. as a way to commemorate African-American liberation from slavery. Wisconsin became the 32nd state to recognize Juneteenth back in 2009, but this will be the first time the flag has flown at the state capitol building. The city of Gulfport, Mississippi, removing the state flag at the all city-owned buildings and facilities because it includes the Confederate battle flag. The city council unanimously passed a resolution yesterday urging the Mississippi legislature to respectfully retire the flag that has flown over the state since 1894.
3 popular brands will be changing their logos after being criticized for portraying racial stereotypes. Those are Uncle Ben's, Mrs. Butterworth's, and Aunt Jemima. Their parent companies, Mars, Quaker Oats, and ConAgra, say they will be doing a brand review to do away with the current designs. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Cnolty with a look at your first horn forecast.
Sunny, warm, and dry. That's been the trend here for the last couple of days. Tomorrow will be no different. There are some strong to severe thunderstorms over parts of the eastern Dakotas, but those are heading northeastward into Canada, so it'll be a little while before we get enough moisture here to support the shower or thunderstorm development, and that may not take place until probably Friday afternoon. So 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for another sunny day with temperatures in the upper 80s for tomorrow. Humidity starts to increase on Friday afternoon into the weekend, and that's when the thunderstorm chances arrive. There'll be a chance of thunderstorms Friday afternoon. I think thunderstorms are likely on Saturday, and then just a chance of thunderstorms on Sunday, Father's Day. Hopefully we'll see less in the way of rain chances on Sunday compared to Saturday. High temperatures today across the Midwest, generally in the 80s across Wisconsin. Even Superior got up to 87, Milwaukee at 84, but out to the west you can see those temperatures well into the 90s through the Dakotas and into western Minnesota. On weather track, very light winds aloft, actually high pressure aloft and near the ground. That causes the air to sink, warm, and dry out, so that's why it's so clear here. You can see some thunderstorms in the southeastern part of the country with a storm system that's just kind of sitting and spinning there. Same thing in the northwestern part of the country, even some mountain snows. And on that dividing line right in between, that's where thunderstorms erupted this afternoon and are ongoing this evening in the vicinity of the stationary front that divides much cooler air to the west to warm and humid air to the east. Now, we're fairly mild with temperatures in the 70s right now, a few 60s in the northern part of the state, but temperatures are still in the lower 80s. Fargo, still close to 90 degrees even at 10 o'clock, but the dew point temperatures are in the 60s, a few places over the eastern Dakotas around 70 degrees. That's where the air is much more humid. Notice the dew points here, mid-50s, so the air is fairly dry. So on future track, as those thunderstorms move toward Wisconsin, notice how they start to fizzle out because the air is just dry here. They'll fire up again tomorrow afternoon in Minnesota, maybe make it a little farther eastward into northwestern Wisconsin, but as they push into the southern southern part of the state. They die out tomorrow night. And then as we head into Friday, look for a better chance for a few thunderstorms to pop up in the afternoon as a weak cold front comes through. And then the front kind of becomes stationary and moisture starts to pool along that front. So as we head into Saturday, notice the thunderstorm chances coming right back. And that's probably our best day for thunderstorms. I think on Saturday, those winds eventually will start to shift to a little more easterly direction. And that will start to bring in moisture from the south and east right around an area of low pressure that might track through the southern part of the state. So that'll be our highest chance for thunderstorms. But in the short term for tomorrow, look for another sunny and warm day. High temperature topping out at 87 degrees, but with low humidity, we're not talking about excessively high heat index values. Friday, a little more humidity. Again, a thunderstorm chance in the afternoon into Friday night. And then Saturday, probably a pretty good chance of thunderstorms. On Father's Day Sunday, look for a chance for a thunderstorm, a little better chance on Monday. And then next week, temperatures right around 80 degrees. Some thunderstorm chances about Wednesday and Friday. The rest of the time, it'll be mainly dry.
Still not going to stop anybody from grilling out, though, this weekend.
No, I think, hopefully we'll have the raindrops scattered enough to give you some time to do the grilling.
All right, Gary, thank you.
Sure.
Just ahead in sports, to turn pro or stay in school. Why newly drafted shortstop Jack Blomgren says he'll just enjoy the moment and then make a decision. Zaxton next with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Save on garage essentials and get 11% off everything at Menards. Get a lightweight and compact tool with Works products. This combo kit includes this 20-volt AI drill, an impact driver, and carrying case. It's just $106.79 after 11% off. This battery-powered Hydro Shot portable power cleaner can be used anywhere fresh water is available. It's only $105.91 after 11% off. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Kindness makes a world of difference at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to the Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin and save more than ever before on stressless seating. Save at least $300 on stressless recliners and office chairs. Plus, save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. There's never been a better time to help others and fill your home with the unmatched comfort of stressless seating. Be kind and save generously at the Century House.
Could call the celebrity lifestyle a bit excessive. But what do you call an SUV roomy enough for these good boys? And the ones in the back.
Work smarter. Use the cloud to securely print, scan, and collaborate. GI Office Technologies, helping businesses like yours.
Support Clean Lakes Alliance with a virtual Loop the Lake. Ride, walk, run, or whatever in your own neighborhood. Socially distanced fun to support our lakes.
Happy anniversary! Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. It's our 10-year anniversary, and we are celebrating with a 30% off sale this week through Saturday. Stop pain, reduce stress, get deeper sleep, and find your healthy place with natural supplements. Stock up on all your favorite supplements this week with 30% off through Saturday. These past 10 years have been incredible. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations and check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com. The Healthy Place.
Follow us on all your favorite social media sites and never miss a thing. Share your photos and comments with us and stay connected.
Last Thursday night, Jack Blomgren got the call every kid dreams of. The former Janesville Craig Star was taken in the 5th round of the MLB draft by the Colorado Rockies, which means he has to make a decision. Go pro or play at Michigan for another year. But first, he's going to enjoy the moment. Jack Blomgren had a pretty good feeling going into the MLB draft.
Going in, I kind of had, an idea of where I would be picked.
But actually getting the call?
Let's go! Honestly, it was the best moment of my life. I've been dreaming of this since I was, ever since I can remember.
It was a surreal moment.
It's different than, thinking about it and then actually seeing your name pop up on that screen and hearing your name. So it was a crazy moment and something that I'll remember forever for sure.
But now the 140th overall pick has a decision to make. Sign with the Rockies or return to Michigan for his senior season with the Wolverines.
Puts a lot into perspective for me to really realize how great I have it, and I'm just a baseball player having fun with this great game that we all get to play every single day.
A really good baseball player.
They're going to get a guy that works hard every single day and has worked for everything that he has.
Who's going to make either team better.
I'm going to bring everything to the table every single day, 100%, and do whatever it takes to win. I'm going to make my teammates better at the same time.
And speaking of Major League Baseball, the MLB sent yet another proposal to the Players Union. 60 games in 70 days with the season starting on July 19th, prorated salary, and an expanded postseason. So now all that's left to do is have both sides agree, which has been the hard part. Hopefully they can come up with the agreement soon. We'll be back after this.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project, and free installation all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Silverado, get 0% APR for 72 months or $5,500 cash allowance on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Now get your groceries even faster with Hy-Vee Aisles Online same-day pickup. Just choose the Get It Faster option and pick up your groceries in as little as 2 hours. Plus, now we've added more time slots so you can get your groceries when you need them. You'll find the freshest items, favorite brands, and the same great deals as in-store. Get free pickup on orders over $30 and no contact pickup and delivery. Download the Hy-Vee grocery app today and pick up groceries from Hy-Vee in as little as 2 hours.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites and always a smile.
Wisconsin Lottery, with one at midday, that's at 1:30, and another in the evening, that's at 9. For pick 3, pick 4, and all or nothing. More chances to play each day. More chances to play each day.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
After months of preparation, construction has started on a 3,800-seat stadium in downtown Beloit. The $35 million project is entirely funded through private donations and will be home to the Beloit Snappers baseball team, but will also host soccer games, football games, and concerts. Those in charge say it's an investment to the city as a whole, hoping it's just the start of several developments in the downtown area. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti for our final look at our forecast.
Very nice out there right now. Temperatures are pretty comfortable. Upper 60s to lower 70s. Madison right now at 73. Janesville 72. Dew point temperatures are very comfortable as well in the middle 50s. That means low temperatures will drop into the lower 60s by early tomorrow morning. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. High temperature of 87. And then you can see those temperatures in the upper 80s for Friday. A little more humidity, some afternoon thunderstorms. Thunderstorms likely on Saturday. A chance of thunderstorms on Father's Day Sunday. More thunderstorms on Monday. And then temperatures around 80 for much of next week with a couple of thunderstorm chances.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, be well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinan.
Like so much of life in our world in these times, this year's Juneteenth celebration is like none other. Madison has always done Juneteenth upright. It's been recognized nationally for its celebration of the day the last slaves in America were officially told they were free. We hardly need to say what this celebration means this year. For the most part, the traditional Juneteenth events have been taking place virtually this week with panel discussions, music and spoken word performances, arts classes, dance, and online cooking demonstrations and meal deliveries. But replacing the usual day-long party Friday is a rally from noon to 7 at Olin Park. It's a continuation of the Black Lives Matter protests and the pivot from freedoms and rights in words to justice in action. And in that context, we celebrate Juneteenth Day 2020 as another element of the movement that is here and the justice and equity to come.